Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the underwater level. It's been a while since I did a new one. But there has been a lot going on in the gaming news space. I don't know if I'll be able to cover all of it because there's a lot. Um a lot of announcements, a lot of like weird stuff going on with a bunch of stuff. Um in the industry, that is. I don't want to be like too much of a downer. Um but there's been a lot of bad stuff happening in the industry, like, over the past couple of months. A lot of cool announcements, though, so we'll probably focus on some of the announcements, mainly because I don't wanna make this episode too long either. But, yeah, I just I just do wanna acknowledge that there have been a lot of, like, bad things happening in the industry lately. Um, Specifically with, Microsoft, a lot of bad things happening with Microsoft. Um, a lot of bad things happening with payment processors. Um Which is very bad because that affects, like, everything, um, of what, consumers, uh, can buy and also what creators can make, which is, like, very bad. It's very bad. There's a lot of bad things happening, in the games industry right now. Um, but there's also a lot of cool things being announced, at least. That's just something I wanted to acknowledge, like, right off the bat here, because I know there's so much, like, that I can't really ignore. Um, but But yeah, we're gonna focus on a lot of the announcement stuff. I think for this episode, so at least we can like have some like at least some positive vibes in the in the podcast. Um, so one of the biggest, one of the biggest like things that happened like just in the past like couple weeks, um, is that Hollow Knight Silk Song actually got a release date. I want to pause my music right quick so we can look at the trailer. Some of the first new footage we've seen in a while too. Yeah, it looks really great. I love that. And then they got the release date, September 4th. It was crazy because like they were like hyping up this announcement as their premiere on their YouTube channel, and then like when this popped up, like people went crazy because it's like that's like 2 weeks from the trailer. It's very soon. I'm definitely going to be playing it during the subathon. Because I played Hollow Knight. Um, I never got like the true ending of Hollow Knight. Because there's a lot of stuff you need to do to like get like all the endings. Um, but I am excited to play this because like I do like Metroidvanias. Hollow Knight is one of the best Metroidvanias. And this looks like it might be even better than the original Hollow Knight. Um, But yeah, and there's also some recently, like in the past couple of days, there's been some listings on like GameStop and a bunch of other places where it's like, oh, this might actually just be $20 for this game. It's like, oh, that's really good. Because I think the original Hollow Knight was also like only like 20 or 25. Um, so the fact that it's like the one of this indie game has been so highly anticipated, and they're still being like, oh yeah, it's still $20, 20 or 25, depending on the I guess your region. Um, yeah, I'm excited to play it. There has also been some articles talking about how um explaining why it took so long. Um, and their reasoning was they're just a very small team that work on this game, and also they were just having a good time working on the game. They just kept adding stuff. They're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna do this and this and this and keep working on it, and they weren't like overworking themselves either. They were just having a good time working on the game, and they were like, we were just working on the game the whole time. So, and this it looks like it might be bigger than Hollow Knight from what I've seen in this trailer, and they said like over 200 different enemies, which is really cool. um I don't know how many bosses. I don't think they say it had. Did they say how many bosses? But yeah. um I'm excited to play it. It looks really fun. um it's been a while since I played a Metroidvania. This Not Metroid, because I play a lot of Metroid. um but yeah. Next up, let's go over some other things. Oh, this is an interesting thing. Um, this one was really weird. Um, so I'm just gonna like play the trailer without the music here. Acclaim is coming back, which is really strange. And for those of you who don't know, Acclaim made like a lot of like games back in the day. They're the ones who published Turok. Um, so this is very weird. Apparently they're going to be doing something later this month. This month, I mean like in September, I mean. Because I'm recording this in August. Um, but yeah, they're doing something. Yeah, that's why I was thinking of September September 10th earlier. Um, but yeah, they made BM Triple X and then died. Yeah. They also bought LGN. Interesting. Yeah. But apparently they're going to have some kind of announcement on September 10th. So we'll just have to see what they're doing. You know what else came out that was very strange? Or that came back, I should say, is Red Octane. You know who Red Octane is? They worked on Guitar Hero. Like they made like they worked on like working with like the guitars and stuff and all that. But yeah, they made like they made some like new guitars for like using on your PC and stuff, but apparently they're teasing like they're making a new game or something. We don't know when. They haven't announced anything else, but yeah, maybe they'll make something new. Because right now, the only thing that's like sort of similar to Guitar Hero or Rock Band at the moment is Fortnite's festival, and I don't really want to. I don't want to play Fortnite, so I'm like, man. But if they do something outside of it, that'd be very interesting. Yeah, Guitar Hero, yeah, yeah. I still have my original like Xbox 360 Explorer guitar that can work on a PC, so I'd like to try that out. Um, So let's go back a bit uh to some of the announcements. So we have some of the announcements from Pokemon Worlds. Pokemon Worlds had some interesting stuff to announce. I was actually watching some of the finals for like the card games and stuff. Um and that was fun to watch since actually can keep up with the card game now. I was watching the Worlds last year with like Tommy and or Tommy Fox and a bunch of other people, and I couldn't like keep up with, like, with what was going on with the cards and stuff. And I was watching some of the stuff with the Scarlet and Violet finals or whatever. Also, hi Shannon. Um, but with with uh with the Pokemon Worlds finals this year, uh, they do some announcements. I thought they didn't for whatever reason. Um, but they did. They didn't just they just didn't post it like immediately. Um, but the most interesting thing that they showed at the as far as like announcements go, as far as like game related, um, they actually showed this trailer of the new multiplayer mode in Legends EA, which a lot of people thought there wouldn't be a multiplayer mode because Legends Arceus didn't have one. So that's interesting. They actually are putting it in multiplayer mode, and it's very interesting because it's like, oh, it's like a time thing, and it's a real time battle. Um, and your Pokemon can be knocked out, and then you can go back in and then get more wins by knocking out other Pokemon. And you can also like knock out multiple Pokemon with like an AOE move, which is really cool. I've never like seen that done like this before, especially like the real time battles and stuff that they're doing with Legends EA. It looks really fun. Um, to do this with like three other people. So does this mean guy one guy with an overpowered Pokemon that spans Earthquake can be real? Yeah, I do wonder if like yeah, but you can see here where this Furfrou like uses Hyper Voice and then it just like it kills those other ones. Those two other Pokemon. It's like, oh yeah, you can get like 2 points in a row that way, which is really neat. I'm excited to try this out with Legends EA. Still coming out October 16th. Yeah, they also revealed a couple new megas, which I won't like go over the trailers here, but they revealed like Mega Victory Bell and Mega Hawlucha, which is really cool. Literally, what people have been waiting 20 years for. Yeah, like real time combat. Legends EA is gonna be so fun. I hope it's really good. All right. So before we go on to some of the other announcements, let's go over the Kirby Air Riders Direct. That's like one of the most recent things that happened. Um, this was a lot of fun to watch. Because we see Sakurai again, talking to us, saying that unfortunately they had to add another button to Kirby Air Ride, um, to Kirby Air Riders, um, but it looks it looks to be like just vastly improved over Kirby Air Ride. Because I know with Kirby Air Ride, I think they had to that game was like made within a few months, um, or something like that. I know the development was like on it was like very quick. Um, or at least the finalizations of the game was quick. It was like a very quick to make that game. Um, or it might not have been a few months. I might be exaggerating. It might have been like a year or two. Meta Knight is in a Kirby game. Yeah, Chef Kawasaki though. That that was funny. But it's, interesting they had, like, a bunch of the Kirby baddies as writers here. It reminds me of how, like, Mario Kart World has a bunch of baddies, um, as, like, as writers or as kart racers, and now we have, a bunch of other Kirby characters as kart racers. And I love how they went into very much a lot of detail in this direct. This is like a 47-minute direct. Um, which I know that I don't remember like how long the Smash directs were, but those were pretty long. I've From what I remember, I think. Or maybe they were shorter. Maybe I'm lying to myself. But this was the first we had actually seen of this game since it was revealed during the Switch 2 direct. Um, and it looks great. Um, the races are fine and everything. It looks like they'll be fun. But like the main thing like I was excited about seeing was like, City Trial. City Trial is something that I played a lot with my friends. Um and it was just a ton of fun just to like, have sleepovers and then play this game or play this mode just over and over. Cuz it was a lot of fun. Um and like, just building up your machine and stuff. Um and the fact that it's going to be online and like there's, like, different, stadiums at the end of each city trial. It looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, look at all these characters. You gonna be Susie, Magalore, um, yeah, Chef Kawasaki, Waddle Doo, Steven. Steven as Gooey. That one looks like Arlo. Yeah. I watched his reaction and he was saying how, like, people are gonna call that one Arlo. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited to play this, and we got a release date actually. So the release date is going to be November 20th. So this is going to be one of the holiday games. I don't know if there's going to be anything like bigger than that. Um, for the holiday, other than Pokemon coming out in October. Um, but there's also like this teaser at the end, which was very weird. I believe people are saying like Sephiroth, but no. Um, don't know who the hell this is. I don't know all like Kirby lore or whatever, but this looks like he's almost shaped like Knuckle Joe with those mittens, but I don't know if this is a Knuckle Joe. More lore additions, yeah. Punish Joe. That'd be funny. Kirby lore gets pretty serious. Yeah, I played Forgotten Land. It's crazy. Dread, hello. Yeah, because we didn't see. Did we see Knuckle Joe as one of the player or one of the writers? I didn't see Knuckle Joe unless I skipped over him. Um, yeah, I'm excited for Kirby. Coming out November 20th. So it's still a while until we get to it. Um, now let's go to so this is a more recent thing. This is movie related. Um, did you know there's gonna be a new Silent Hill movie from the original director of the first movie? Which I actually kind of enjoyed the first movie. I had only like watched my friend play Silent Hill a little bit. Um, yeah, Return to Silent Hill. So, yeah, there's Pyramid Head. People were saying it's weird that like that we see, like, the underneath of Pyramid's head. Like, I don't people are like, "Have we seen that before?" Saw the nurses totally watching yeah. This song doesn't have oh, yeah. Those which watching on the VOD, you are not gonna hear the song that's playing right now, but the song I have playing is One Wing Kong, which is like Sephiroth, One Winged Angel, but it has the DK rap over it. Um, anyway, yeah, that was a surprise announcement. Because there's also like Silent Hill F going on too. We had Silent Hill 2 last year, so Silent Hill 2 has been oh Silent Hill's like been having a bit of a renaissance recently. Um, so let's go over opening night live or Gamescom opening night live. There was a lot of stuff here. Um, wow, did they really have it to where it was? Oh, they didn't even like. There's like a 2.5 hour show. Well, technically it was a 2 hour show, but it was like a half-hour pre-show, and a lot of the stuff that was announced in the pre-show is actually more interesting. And we got a Kyle Bossman here, which is a great. He's a great guy. Like I think he's like he makes like great videos. It's very fun. Um, but the first thing that was announced here was Bubsy. Bubsy 4D. Look at him. Like what? I know that like a few years ago there was like another one. Where's his penis? It's not there. This smug son of a bitch. Yeah. DJ Fluttershy, thank you for the 85 stream streak. Damn. Bubsy came back and people are actually thirsting over him. Wow. But yeah, that was the first announcement. We got Battlestar Galactica here. I'm just gonna like skip through a bunch of things. There was this, which which is like a LucasArts like game. Um, forgot the name of it, but yeah, and HD remastered. Yeah, Wild West Doom. Yeah, Outlaws. Yeah, Cowboy Doom. Yeah, that's an old Arts game. This one was like kind of crazy. This weird like bus or not bus, but it's this train arcade, like arcade like racer thing. It looks crazy. This looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. Dench Attack. Yeah, yeah. Train Tony Hawk. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. I like this one. Um, there was this another beat 'em up. We've been getting a lot of like classic like side scrolling beat 'em ups, and this one is going to be a He-Man one. Oh wait, no, not that one. Wait, did I skip it? Yeah, there we go. There it is. This is the He-Man one. That is a weird looking Genesis controller. That looked like a Genesis controller, but it was like very strange. Need to drift into a Ferris wheel. Yeah. Um, the hell was this? I don't remember that one. There was a lot of stuff that kind of like blended together throughout the show, and there's a lot I don't remember. Oh yeah, this game looked interesting. I forgot what it's called, but you're like doing twists and levers and knobs and stuff, and you gotta shoot a thing. Team of Power Rangers He-Man, he was in that GI Joe. Scrimble, I think there is a GI Joe one, like literally, like there was like a new GI Joe beat 'em up. Came out like last year or the year before, I think. Yeah, I'm just like going through like some of the stuff that was announced here. Oh yeah, this like trucker sim. Oh yeah, the planet. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That. No wonder I couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, PVKK. Yeah, that looked very interesting. So Japan was a second. No, it wasn't a second sequel. It was like
Planeten
something else.
Verdedigungskanon aankomendant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Crossroads. That recently came out. I've heard people have been having fun with it. Um, right, and then we get to like the actual show with Geoff here. What was the first thing they announced? Oh, they just talked about Peak. Just Peak being like a game that people are playing. It's like okay, talked about Silk Song, but didn't talk about the release date or anything, or show a trailer. That just showed more footage saying like, oh yeah, it's coming. It's playable at Gamescom. Yay! Then oh yeah, they did Call of Duty stuff. I don't
I
care.
think you mean Jeff.
No, I need Geoff. Oh yeah, I forgot like how much they drug out like a lot of stuff on this show. Holy shit. Oh my god, they're still going. They're still going.
Gureshi wa takusan chikuraga aruka.
What? Lacey, you speak Japanese? Gesundheit, yeah. Oh, this was Lords of the Fallen too. Okay, yeah. I don't know much about that game. So this was Sekiro. Because this was a
I speak
uh
many languages, specifically how to tell people to go shit themselves.
this was a announcement of a Sekiro anime. And then this was a big one. This was also rumored beforehand. Is the new Lego Batman game, which looks pretty fun. And like from what I've heard of like previews and stuff, it seems like it plays well too. Like they're actually like doing
I'm
basically
Batman.
Lego Arkham. Because like that combat looked like Arkham combat. Um, and they're pulling in a bunch of scenes from like different Batman movies. Like you can see like stuff from like The Dark Knight here, and there's also stuff from the Batman recently as well. Some they're just pulling out stuff from like like every Batman movie, which is very cool way to go about it for this game. Yeah, you see like yeah this scene here of like Batman chasing after the Penguin like from the Batman. But yeah, um, Lego Batman looks fun. They also like I said they lingered a lot in this show. This was a Warhammer? Yeah. Warhammer, 40K, um, it was Dawn of War 4, I believe? Oh, yeah, this is the only, like, Final Fantasy related thing that was in the show, is the crossover they're doing Monster Hunter Wilds. Um, where you can get a Chocobo in Monster Hunter Wilds, and you can get the, is it called the Secret? Or the Secret? Or I haven't played Wilds yet. Uh, and also the, Omega. You can find Omega in Monster Hunter Wilds as well.
My mom!
Secret? Is it Secret? But yeah. Yeah, the other thing here is, yeah, having that as a mount in Final Fantasy 14. I found out, though, that apparently you need to beat the game. Like, not just the base game. You need to beat all the way up the Dawn Trail to get this mount and be a level 100. It'll probably be around for a while, though. I don't know if I don't know how they do collaborations, like how long they stick around in 14. But yeah, that's the only Final Fantasy related thing that was in here. I'm disappointed they didn't have anything like related to like. Of course, there's Final Fantasy 9. We don't know if like they're actually going to announce that this year or like if it was canceled. Hopefully, it wasn't. Because we know it existed at least because of the Nvidia leak. Because like Tactics was announced this year, and that was also on the Nvidia leak. Um, but yeah, Final Fantasy 9, yeah, sure. Like I would have been very excited if they announced that. But the main thing I was thinking about was okay, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate is going to be here. It's going to be playable. As far as like the Switch 2 version that they're coming out with. Because I want to try out the Switch 2 version. I want to have it so I can like play it in my bed. Um, but we still don't have a release date for it. We also don't have a release date for Elden Ring either. Though I've heard Elden Ring was kind of rough at the show. Apparently, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate like played really, really well. Elden Ring did not though. So that's very interesting. That might just be a From Software thing though, because I know even when Elden Ring launched, it had trouble. Um, like on uh, I think it was like both on console and PC. It had trouble. Um, but yeah, that's interesting that Remake Integrate like ran really well on Switch too though, because it looked like it ran very smoothly. Not like 60 FPS, but like a very stable frame rate. Oh yeah, they had a bunch of the ads here. What was this? Oh yeah, we had some more footage of Onimusha. Um, there was this. Oh yeah, there was a lot of this stuff that kind of blended together for me. These I hate to call these like anime games because I literally play Final Fantasy, but like there's a lot of games like in the past like few years that have had like the same kind of anime art style that is very I don't know. Yeah, it's like the gotcha anime style. If that's what I guess I associate it with. It's like it's gotcha anime. I think this one apes Warframe, but like Warframe good. I don't know what this was. What even was this? Oh, this was Daemon X Machina. That's right. Daemon X Machina. Titanic Scion. Uh, which looks like way better than the first game. Um, and I've heard it actually plays better too. From the demos that people have played. But yeah, that's kind of crazy that they made a sequel because I thought the first one didn't do well at all. Um, but yeah, this was announced at the Switch 2 Direct and very very interesting. Now, oh yeah, this they had like the cast of Fallout, the show come out, um, and talk about the show, and they said, "Oh, we're here, but we don't have anything to show." And then they showed the trailer. It's like, what? I was like so mad because like why would you be there if you don't have anything? And why did you say you didn't have anything if you're gonna show a trailer anyway? They teased us on purpose. Yeah, yeah, and they talked for a while too. Like, how long did they talk for? Like, they're just gonna. I legit thought they were just gonna talk the whole time and not show anything. But then they showed the trailer, which I won't show too much. Yeah, I haven't watched the show yet. I haven't even played a game, Fallout game yet. Oh yeah, so yeah, Indiana Jones here. This was like another announcement, because they were talking about the DLC and stuff, but they're also saying it was coming out to Switch too. But it's gonna be like next year. Play Fall. I might at some point. I I've talked to Chad before about how like I'm not sure if I like Bethesda games from what I've played of them so far. Um, but I've been told that I will like New Vegas if I try it out. So if I play a Fallout, I'm probably gonna play that one. If I don't like New Vegas, if I don't not like New Vegas, I'm just gonna say like, yeah, I probably don't like Bethesda games. If people are saying that that's one that I'll probably like. Because I've like looked at like gameplay of Skyrim, like I've watched Tommy Fox play Skyrim and stuff, like with his crowd control, and I'm like, yeah, it looks fun to mess with, like with the crowd control stuff. But as far as like playing it, I'm like, I don't know if I would enjoy just playing this game. So Death Scrolling, that was a weird announcement there. I'm trying to see what other big things were announced here. Don't like New Vegas for taking the they them out of you. Wow. Whoop. What else was there? I'm struggling to remember. This was another gotcha anime game, or at least looks like it. This wasn't though. We actually played this on stream during the Steam Next Fest. Um, this looks fun. And actually, yeah, we did play the demo, so it is fun. Very interesting. Very very cool. Yeah, unbeatable. Yeah, we played the demo for that on stream. It's very cool. What was that? They had a performance from a Clay Obscure Expedition 33. I still need to play that. We had some more footage of Ninja Gaiden 4, which is pretty cool. I still haven't played any of the 3D Ninja Gaidens. I've played the 2D ones. Or at least I've beaten the 2D. I've beaten the first 2D one on NES. I haven't played the arcade one though. Then what was this? The hell? I don't remember this. Like I said, a lot of things just like blended together when I'm watching this show. This just looked like an Overwatch. Then we had this was Silent Hill F. We had more footage of that. And this actually had the English dub over it when they were showing it. And this thing here looks pretty interesting. I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, it was literally like called um the Divine Comedy. Because I was like, this looked like Dante's Inferno. And I'm like, but it's called yeah, it's called La Divina. Yeah, yeah. La Divina Commedia. Yeah, the Divine Comedy. Just like, oh yeah, Dante's Inferno. That's what the quote was in the beginning. Yeah, from the author. Yeah. Chronos. Still think this game looks interesting. I know it's from Bloober Team, and people are like, on them, but it has an interesting concept. This was also like shown in like one of the Nintendo partner showcases, I believe. Oh yeah, Ben Schwartz, who was at Obsidian, but he doesn't work there. Just an actor. Yeah, they're showing other Outer Worlds 2. Microsoft's first $80 game, except for it wasn't, because they're like, wait a minute, we didn't get any pre-orders, so we're putting it back to 70. Enzoi, I didn't want to look at this, because, like, I know Enzoi has, like, a bunch of AI shit in it. Um, more gotcha anime. Seven Deadly Sins. I forgot what this was. Yeah, Moonlighter 2. And some stuff from, Bloodlines 2. This was, like, just some of the, like, ad stuff in between the announcements. Um, uh, Enshrouded. Yeah, again, like I said, things just kind of blended together. This is Age of Empires, I believe, coming to PS5. Uh, oh yeah, Code of the Lamb update. Would you play Warframe with me? No, with me? Wow. But yeah, Code of the Lamb update, coming later this year. Did they say release date on this? Oh no, coming next year. Damn. Oh yeah, we had a World of Warcraft thing, Warcraft Midnight, and then they showed a cinematic. Which I don't know how many of you are WoW people watching right now, but I know at least from some cinematics that I've seen in the past, I'm like, oh, some cinematics have been like pretty interesting, even from somebody who doesn't play World of Warcraft. This one seemed like so like nothing, and I don't I don't know if that's on the mark or not, but it just seemed like wow, this seems like the most nothing cinematic they've ever done. I don't I don't know if I'm on the mark with that or not, or if I'm just completely off base. The browse for days, yeah. Because like while I was watching it, I was like, this could be like any other fantasy genre or fantasy like franchise right now. That's how it felt to me with this cinematic. So yeah, yeah. Let me know if I'm completely off base. Whereas Warcraft 4, once once a game company makes an MMO, it's over. Except for Square Enix, apparently. They're still making games that are not MMOs. Or a franchise, I mean. Or a franchise. Yeah, Warcraft did have a movie. I watched it. I went to go see it in theaters. Had a really good opening song. Then we had, let's see. Oh yeah, this was a very interesting thing. I forgot what this was called, but it seemed like an asymmetrical multiplayer thing where like it seems like this player is like, "Oh yeah, you're actually like hitting the opponents or something." At least that's how what I gathered from this. I don't know if that's like accurate to like what's happening in this trailer. Um, but it seemed interesting. And almost at the end here, and it still feels like even like going through this because I know they announced like a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff just blended together, and like the big stuff like Lego Batman like didn't feel as big because the show just like had so many things that kind of blended together. But yeah, we had a bit of a tease for Ghost of Yote, which I know that's coming out like in October, I think, so soon. Then we have Resident Evil Requiem. He's had some more footage of that. I'm definitely gonna play it because I played 7 and 8. Um, I'm excited to play this. I need to play. There's a lot of other like Resident Evil games I haven't played yet that I need to play. Um, also thank you for the hydrate. She gaming, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited about this coming out early next year. Resident Evil 25 comes out, yeah. You know what's so funny is that Resident Evil and Pokemon share the same anniversary. I don't know the I don't think the same day, but at least the same month, I think. Um, because like it's the 30th anniversary of Pokemon next year, and it's the 30th anniversary of Resident Evil. Yeah, same year. Oh yeah, the rhythm game. Yeah, unbeatable. Yeah, we were talking about that. How we actually we did play a demo of that on stream during Steve Next Fest. Um, probably try that out at some point. Um, And then like the last thing that was teased was like the new like Black Myth like game. And that's probably gonna be worked on for a while. I have no idea when that's coming out. Um yeah, that was Gamescom. There was a bunch of other stuff that came out like afterwards. Um as far as like playing demos and stuff. That's what I was talking about with the Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate and how that runs on Switch 2 and everything. Apparently Elden Ring doesn't run well. We don't have any footage of that because they were apparently weren't allowed to record footage of Elden Ring, but they were allowed to record footage of um a Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch 2, which I guess shows the confidence that Square has and the confidence that From Software has. And but like I said, Elden Ring, like even at launch, like when it originally launched in 2022, it had issues at launch. So who knows? So let's go. This is something that for me. This is something for me. Um, there was a featurette for Jurassic Park Survival. Yay! I'm excited for this game. Yeah, there's like a little featurette them talking about like working on the game and stuff. I don't believe they said anything about like um a release date or anything like a playable demo or whatever. But we know it's gonna be like a survival game or a survival horror type of game. Um, yeah, yeah. Look at that, like that right there. Like that's just like survival horror right there with like how that lighting looks. Um, yeah, I'm super excited for this game. You try this game. Do you want to be eaten by a dinosaur? Yeah, Doom 3. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. There's like a mocap stuff they're doing, but yeah, they're doing a bunch of behind the scenes stuff. Um, I don't think they did anything. No, yeah, they didn't say anything about a release date. But yeah, just read a book about kaiju and a reference to Jurassic Park. Interesting. Playing this and a raptor jump scares you in the dark hallway. Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for this. Um, let's go to the Indie World Showcase. The Indie World Showcase had some stuff. Oh, they actually started out with Mina the Hollower. We actually played the demo for this on stream too. Um, I'm very excited for Mina the Hollower. I'm a big fan of Shovel Knight. I still haven't played the other like two campaigns of Shovel Knight. I've played the Plague Knight one, but I haven't played like the Scepter Knight or Spectre Knight and King's Knights campaigns. I haven't played some of the other ones, but yeah, Mina the Hollower. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It felt like a top-down Castlevania. Um, because I know it definitely looks more like a Link's Awakening type of game, but it's more like a top-down Castlevania, and I love that. Um, it was a lot of fun, and it's coming out Halloween. So yeah, very excited for this game. Got this thing, Well Dweller, which looks really cool. Another Metroidvania. Save bird count kind. There's Neverway here, which has a very interesting style here. I really liked the way this looked. Very, very interesting choice for the color palette. Thundercats. That's what it reminded me of when the sword's eye lit up. Um, we've got this game here called Herdling, where you herd these weird like sheep looking animals. They move in a very interesting way. The way their heads move. Giant fucking kiwis, yeah. Then we played this on stream because like it came out like that day, and I was like, oh, this looks like a fun little puzzle game. Let's play it. Yeah, we beat it on stream. Is this seat taken? And sometimes it hurt my brain a little bit when we were playing, so well, we beat it over like a couple of streams. Um, but it was a lot of fun. It's too cold, then why take the bus? We had an update for Little Kitty Big City. We have content warning coming to the Switch. Which is interesting, is they have content warning, but I guess content warning is content warning not in early access anymore? I guess they had a full release. Um, or did it just have a full release like since the beginning? Because I know like things like Lethal Company and I think Peak still are also like in early access, but they don't have like a full release. Then Ball Pit, which is basically a breakout roguelike, which a bunch of balls going around. This is a ultimate sheep raccoon, which I guess is ultimate chicken horse. Like the successor to that. Now this is a very interesting one that they it wasn't the closer, but because they closed on like a sizzle reel, I think. But this one is called Glaciered. I thought this was very interesting because it's basically a speculative evolution game. I think they said it's like what 50 million years in the future or something like that. With these underwater underwater birds. Spout tried this is cool. Oh wait, is it already out? No, it's not like Spore. Um,
This is
I'm.
what my
It's
fortune
our
teller was warning me about.
no. Spore implies that you can make your own creatures. No, this isn't like that. This is like an already made world, but it just has like it's a very interesting like a future for these animals. But yeah, this holiday. So I guess there was a demo of it. We had a sizzle reel here, Wentoboro. What else was there? Undusted, Tiny Bookshop. Uh, Caves of Cud. This look when I looked at this, I'm like, oh, this looks like a Dwarf Fortress type of like game. Strange Antiquities, Opus
Yay!
Prism Peak. That actually had like a bigger showcase, the Opus Prism Peak and the Japanese Direct. Go Go Town. This one I was surprised was in a sizzle reel because like UFO 50 is like one of the biggest like indie darlings from last year. And I'm surprised it didn't get its own like showcase here. Um, or not showcase, but its own like little section, and it was part of a sizzle reel, which is very weird because I know UFO 50 is very popular. Just started UFO 50 a couple days ago. Nice. Yeah, I do want to play it at some point. And then that was it. They did not have a one last thing, which is weird. Um, but that wasn't the only like showcase we actually had in the time that I've been gone. Um, because we actually had a partner showcase. Yeah, that's right. They usually don't do one more thing for Indie World, but sometimes they have like a big last thing, like after a sizzle reel. So they announced Monster Hunter Stories 3. That was their opener for this, which makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think they would like, you know, do another Monster Hunter Stories. I was like, oh yeah, they probably would. I still haven't played Monster Hunter Stories. I've only played the regular Monster Hunter games. And then they announced like a brand new Katamari game. Like not a new like HD remaster or anything. A brand new one. Called Once Upon a Katamari.
Capcom would be the king of gaming if their executives would get taped.
Then Just Dance, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was coming to Switch 2, which I've heard like interesting things about like the performance on this game compared to like other Switch 2 games, which is weird. Then I did hear like rumors about this like right before the direct happened. Um, of the Plants vs Zombies like remaster happening, which is so weird that it's taken this long for them to like do just like a basic HD remaster. Because I'm like I thought they had already done one. Like this is like oh, because I thought they were doing like like oh you're gonna have like updated graphics and stuff or like make it 3D or something or something. But no, this is just like an HD remaster. Make it widescreen. Yeah, they released a Game of the Year edition, but like yeah, like make it like a widescreen. Which year? Yeah, yeah. EA Sports. We got Pac-Man World 2 repack, which makes sense. They did the first one. And here we got a another showing of Final Fantasy 7 not Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy Tactics. Um which I'm excited to play this for the first time because I've never played Tactics. And this has like complete voice acting and stuff in it. The actually good FF games? Oh my god. I do know that Cloud is in this, that you can recruit him. But yeah, I'm excited to play it. I'm definitely gonna get it. It's coming out at the end of September. So basically, like at the end of September, like after September's over, I'll be picking this up and like play basically like trying to speed run it until Pokemon comes out. Yeah, this was one of the that's why people are so anti for Final Fantasy 9. Because that was also in the Nvidia leak. This Tactics remaster was in the video in the Nvidia leak, and Final Fantasy 9 was. The biggest thing that gave it away to make it that it was like real, um, is the fact that Kingdom Hearts 4 was in it, and people were like, "Nah, this is fake." And then Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced. So, yeah. Then, Persona 3 Reload, this was also rumored that this was coming to Switch too. I've also never played a Persona game. Should play that at some point. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, we saw a little bit of stuff here. Bring back Pokemon Mondays, Final Fantasy Fridays instead of speedrunning. I could, but, I mean, I don't wanna, like the thing is, like, doing, like, a specific game for a specific day, uh, during the weeks is just, like, I don't know, it feels like it would take a very long time to, like, get through a game that way. And by speedrunning, I don't mean, like, literally speedrunning. I mean just, like, just playing the game on stream, like, for multiple streams in a row. SMT Nocturne or something? I actually do have Nocturne. I have that on, the Switch version. I, that's when I was, like, buying a bunch of stuff for, like, Black Friday. I was like, "Ooh, I'll get this." The weird thing is they didn't talk about so people were, like, confused about, like, why this is here. It's because it's Koei Tecmo is making this game. Um, and it's a partner showcase. The weird thing is they didn't talk about a release date, even though it's supposed to come out this winter. Like, even if it was, like, early 2026, because that's, like, technically winter. Um, they didn't show a release date for it. But we have a release date for Kirby, though, which this was after the showcase. They showed Madden. This was the weirdest thing they showed in this showcase. Chilling by the fire. It felt very out of place because you would have think this would be like in the indie world. The weirdest thing here though was the face cam stuff looks so odd. That's so weird because they're like not in any bodies. It's just the face cams. About Apex Legends. Hella, this one looked interesting. It's got mushrooms with little frog backpack. Showed Star Wars Outlaws, which actually looks kind of rough. We'll see when it comes out, though. Then, yeah, this is where they showed Chronos because we are just seeing that in uh the Gamescom thing. They talked about Kiwami 2, Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 being on Switch 2, which they're probably gonna bring over like all of them at some point. Then we had another like sizzle reel here. This was a very small one. Yeah, Good Night Universe. NBA Bounce. Hello Kitty, I an adventurer! Yay! Romancing Saga 2. Shinobi. I don't know what people have been saying about this game because I believe it's out now. Um, or if it's out and there might be just be a demo. Um, but because I haven't played the demo of that or like tried that out that, but I have played the new Ninja Gaiden, not Ninja Gaiden 4, but the 2D Ninja Gaiden that came out. Um, I played the demo of that, and that was a lot of fun. What was there one more thing? I forgot. Oh yeah, they had like one more things. We played the demo for this on stream. Elliot, the The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, which isn't like a great title, but it's like yeah, HD 2D action RPG. Though when I played it, it doesn't really feel too much like an RPG. It feels way more like a Zelda. Um, from what I played of it, feels way more like a Zelda than it does in like an action RPG. Which I know some people like to call Zelda like an action RPG, but like, it feels a lot different. I should just say action adventure. Like, there's progression and stuff, but like, it's more like about the abilities here. And then that wasn't the only thing Square had, because like, I was still like wondering, it's like, come on, Final Fantasy 9, but no. Octopath Traveler 0, which is apparently like releasing in December. I think that's what they said. Yeah, December 4th. Playing D&D has cemented my disdain for RPGs. Oh my god. That maybe that's why I don't like Bethesda games. Cuz like, I don't know. I feel like even though, I have it's so funny coming from like a VTuber cuz like I have like my own character here. Um cuz like I feel like I do too much work with like trying to do like D&D stuff. I'm like, I'd rather just not. So I'm like, "Nah, I'd rather have a story laid out for me instead." Palo doesn't like D&D confirmed. I've looked at it and I've looked at like people playing it and I'm like, maybe I'll have fun with Baldur's Gate. But Adventure RPGs are just numbers go up. You don't play a role, make the decision. Adventure RPGs make you choose the party composition. Oh my god. Let me go to a fainting couch. Play along and then create the story and rules. Yeah, yeah. I'm aware. D&D is only fun because you're playing with friends. The game itself is fucking ass. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Like any game that I've like seen, any game that I've seen played, like even with like World of Warcraft, because like with World of Warcraft, I um I played Classic. I played World of Warcraft Classic when it came out because my friends were original fans that said like, "Oh, you got to play with us so you can experience how WoW was back in the day." Um, So I did, and it was fun playing with my friends, and I played it a little bit offline, or not offline, but I played it a little bit on my own. But like playing with friends is like, yeah, it's fun to play with your friends. But like I have a lot of like fun with like JRPGs because of the stories and the characters. And I feel like with a lot of like Western RPGs, I just don't connect with characters. Though I haven't played a lot, so that can completely changed as far as like Western RPGs go. But also, like, I'm not really a tabletop player other than card games. I play card games. Like, I love getting back into Pokemon has like uh gotten back to my like appreciation for card games because I really love card games. Um, because I played Magic Arena, well, when the Final Fantasy stuff came out, and that was a lot of fun to play because I'm like, oh, this is fun. I'm like doing like different combos and stuff with the cards, and I feel like with D&D with JRPG rules. Tabletop D&D and JRPGs are two completely different mediums. Yeah, I know. If the thing is, like, there are like custom tabletop games or Dungeons and Dragons D&D type like games of, funny enough, My Little Pony and Adventure Time. Both of them have like adventure guides, and I might like give things a shot if they're related to either My Little Pony or Adventure Time. Because yeah, there's no, but they're like official. Like they're official like books that they came out with. Because like Hasbro owns both D&D and My Little Pony, so yeah. Try a Pokemon tabletop game. Okay, this is a tangent while we're on the podcast right now. I'm because I Dread got me on a tangent because like I enjoy JRPGs, but like I have not had a lot of Western RPGs that have appealed to me. Um, but it's funny you say that, Shannon, because like there's a game that came out back in the day. What was the name of it? Because I still have it in the attic somewhere. Yeah, it was the Pokemon Master Trainer board game. And you would like literally like go through like all of Kanto with Pokemon. Not the figure game, please. Yeah. Yeah, like let's see, how did it Yeah, because like you could like literally get all the Pokemon with this like yeah. I'm gonna save an image here so I can actually show it to you guys. Yeah, it's called Pokemon Master Trainer. Here, I got it. Yeah, I have it. I have it in the attic somewhere. Oh, but did I not sort this right? Whoops. Okay, here it is. Yeah, this game. I had nobody to play with. as a kid. So I played with myself. But yeah, yeah, all 150 Pokemon there. Um, I don't think it had Mew. But yeah, it had a lot of like crazy rules in it. It was for like a kid's board game. This was pretty complicated. So you can have Gengar as starter. I believe you could have Ghastly. Like I think you could like evolve Pokemon. I think I don't remember how it worked. Also, Dread, I see what you sent. But yeah, I know there's like a lot of homebrew stuff, but like I don't know, like I like experiencing like I get the appeal. Like I get the appeal of like having your own like sandbox for like RPGs, like creating your own stuff. Um but you know, JRPGs are a very different experience. No wonder you couldn't find anyone to play this with. It looks intimidating. Yeah. Is it complete? I don't know. It's very beat up. I know that. The the uh the game that I have of this. All right. Uh out of that tangent. What else? So I did mention in the beginning about the, you know, about the bad stuff going on. I don't want to like really linger on it too much. Um oh yeah, we didn't go over the Pokemon Presents. Cuz there was stuff there too. Me and Tommy watched this together. What did they start with? Oh yeah. This is actually coming out or next month, September. Pokemon Concierge. Season 2 or new episodes or whatever. Saw the entire thing with Crown becoming all, yeah. Yeah, they're getting new episodes. No, the Celio. Yeah, when did they say it was coming out? I think they said September. Yeah, the first like episodes they came out with are very nice. I actually watched it on a plane. Oh shit! Same day as Silk Song. And then we had a Aardman, because we know they're working with Aardman to make another stop motion series. We had a little preview of it here with a Wooloo and a Pichu and a Surfetched, which is very interesting. I mean, I figured they'd go with like a Galar Pokemon since you know they're in the UK. Um, it's gonna be a while though, because it's 2027 for this one. The Misadventures of Surfetched and Pichu. Now, this was probably the most interesting announcement from the Pokemon Presents, and that is a Pokemon theme park or a Pokemon section of a theme park. This Poke Park Kanto, and a lot of people were like, "Oh no, new Poke Park game," but no, it's an actual Poke Park. So it's like a physical place. They didn't tell you exactly what kind of like activities you'll be doing there. They just know that where they're gonna have like these like statues of Pokemon in the park. I would guess they would be somehow related to like Pokemon Go, like just having like if you see these statues, like those Pokemon just spawn there. Then they talked about more about Pokemon Go here. Come on, Max Fest. Some Masters stuff. Um, what's weird that they didn't talk about TCG Pocket here. That was like a completely separate thing. Um, which by the way, the whole thing with TCG Pocket and like the art. Um, hold on, let me bring that up while we're talking about it. Um, there was like a whole thing that happened with TCG Pocket and the art being traced from fan art. And apparently it was completely the Pokemon Company's fault and not of the artists. Because the artist was told, recreate this exactly. Because,
New cafe remix update Pog my fave update. JK.
yeah, the artist was told, recreate this exactly. Because I guess they thought they had, like, stock art they were using that was, like, official stock art. And the company, like, came out with a statement saying, like, this is officially on, like, that was, like, their bad and not on the artists. It was not the artist's fault. Because the artist is actually, like, a very well-liked artist within, like, the Pokemon card space. They make a lot of really great cards. And it's funny because like, the artist actually tweeted out something, like I don't know if it was, like, before this or, like, after because it most likely they did, like, make the art before this came out. Um, but the artist
This
I
is the
forgot the
most
name of the
obnoxious
artist.
thing I've ever experienced
Um,
in my life.
yeah. But the artist did come out, like, it was either before this or, like, around the same time saying, like, making an original piece is so much better. They said it like somewhat vaguely of like making an original piece is better in no relation to anything. And maybe this was what it was related to cuz like the new art they made by the way is actually very good. Cuz they had like a whole thing where it was like a placeholder art now. And it was really funny. Hold on, let me see if I can find the art here or the placeholder. Do I have placeholder? Okay, yeah, here's the new art. And the new art actually looks pretty sick. And it's much more dynamic too. It's so weird because like this is like I don't know how they wouldn't know it was fan art. Somebody just might have just made a big oopsie. But that's one of the reasons that I think that that artist was like made that tweet saying like it's always better to make an original original work because it's like yeah they were just using like references and then like made their own pose or their own dynamic poses. The dude got fired. Yeah, whoever like gave the artist like the the assets and said make this exactly or make this exact pose or whatever. All right, what else was in the presents? Sleep with the legendary beast here. It was Butch Hartman. Stuff with Unite, a bunch of stuff. Stuff with the Mega Evolutions. This is coming out later in September. This actually had some updates recently because like it's still coming out in the U.S. and well, it's already come out in Japan. Latios and Unite, yeah. Um, but this had some issues recently because it's still coming out like its scheduled date in US. However, in Europe, the Middle East and Africa, or mainland Europe at least, I think it's still coming out in the UK. Um, when it's supposed to come out, but for the Mega Evolution sets, or Mega Evolution set, it's delayed. It's delayed to October for those territories, which is very weird. I don't know like what's going on because like a bunch of stuff is like going on with the Pokemon trading card game right now. Uh, every shit's fucked. Shit's fucked with the trading card game. As far as like trying to get cards. Uh, these cards look really good though. Um, especially that Mega Venusaur card. Um, this was one of the weirder things they announced. This weird puzzle game. I did see some reviews on it and how it's very odd. Seems like the one of the most basic games. Yeah, Pokemon Friends. They announced some raids which are still going on. I think it's still on Ting Lu right now. Uh Chi Yu starts on Labor Day. Actually, yeah, we might actually try that. During the oh my god, it's the fucking fish. The fish is starting on my subathon? Chi Yu is starting on my subathon? But yeah, I've already done the raids for the other
How
Pokemon. I'll
ironic.
get the shinies for that. Of course the hidden treasures fish. The fish is the one that's starting on the day I start my subathon. It's fate, man. Then we had more like info, or I guess more info about Pokemon Champions. About how you can like change stats and stuff, which is really cool. This might be like the one thing that gets me into like trying to like get more into like the competitive Pokemon because I've never really been into it, but like making it like this easy to like change stats and stuff for the Pokemon you want to use, I think will be a lot of like fun, like just messing around, experimenting with. And then we got a new trailer for a ZA. And of course, this is where Mega Dragonite was revealed. And it was a pretty controversial, I would say. However, Big Tail, I do like Big Tail. Um, they definitely added more elements of like Dragonair in here with the wings and the the bulb on the tail. Um,
Hee hee
I
big
love Big
tail.
Tail. Yeah, Big Tail, good. Yeah, look at the Big Tail. Whoops, actually went full screen there. But yeah, we've got three more. Well, two more after this, but three new Mega Evolutions that we've seen so far. Two that were leaked. I've seen those, and from those, the big Giga leak of like all the Mega Evolutions and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Um, it's probably true. Um, because the evolutions we've seen so far were on that list. So Mega Dragonite is precious, no hate. Yeah, I've seen a lot of really good art of Mega Dragonite so far, so I have enjoyed it. Yeah, and then they went over more about like the story and stuff. What's going on here? I'm I'm excited to play this game. It's gonna be very fun. And I believe that was it. I think that was it. Yeah, yeah. Legends EA was like their big like ending thing. Um. All right. So, oh, I forgot about talk about some of these a couple of movie things that we didn't talk about. Is apparently there is a motion picture copyright for Donkey Kong. Untitled Donkey Kong Project. So it seems like it might be after. It's definitely going to be after Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario World, which is coming out next year. Um, it might be after Zelda. Seth Rogen DK movie coming soon. Yeah. So this is probably going to be the next thing they work on, or at least the next thing that Illumination works on after the next Mario movie. So that's exciting. Uh, and then the thing after that, and the other movie news is that we actually have the actors, the actor and actress for Link and Zelda. That was announced. Yeah, that's how long ago like we've done a podcast. We hadn't like talked about this yet. Um, got Bo Bragenson or Bo Bragason uh playing Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link. And I'm kind of glad they went with these because these two actors are fairly unknown. Like they've been in stuff, but they're not like, super well-known actors. They're fairly new talent. Um so I'm glad they're going with like fresh talent for the Zelda movie so that way, especially like going forward, they can grow into their roles a lot more. Um if there's like a sequel or anything. Yeah, it's good they went in with some unknown actors. Um and I feel like with this director, because the director is the director of the Maze Runner films, but also the director of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is also very good. I haven't seen any of the Maze Runner films. I don't know like how they are compared to like other young adult novel um movies. Yeah, it's a maze. Yeah, produced by Evie Red. No, yeah, but we'll see. Like I think the director will probably do well, but we know that it's gonna be releasing May 7th. Yeah, we don't know who's gonna be playing Ganon. That's the other question. Well, we'll have to see. I know that I think I heard that Benjamin was in something that he's voice acted in a thing I've seen. What was it? Gotta look it up now. I know I've heard him in something before. And
My
we talked about
mom!
no. Ganon to be played by Jonah Hill. Oh my god, that's right. I forgot. No wonder I blocked it out of my mind. He was the voice of Pinocchio in the live action Pinocchio. That's why I couldn't remember because I blocked it out of my mind. Yeah, the one from like 2020. 2, 3. When did that come out? Yeah, no, not that one's from Law. That's right. Yeah, it was 2022 because like in 2022 we had the live action Pinocchio, we had Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and we had that weird Pauly Shore one. There were like 3 Pinocchio films in 1 year. That was a really weird year for for Pinocchio because I believe that's also when didn't Liza P also come out, or was that the year after? Yeah, Liza P I think it was announced that year. But yeah. Okay, is there anything else I want to talk about before we end the show? Because like I said, I don't want to be like too negative on today's show because we're about to do the subathon soon. Um, and I'm
Father,
excited to
when
talk to you
can
guys
I
about
go
that.
out on my one?
My wand, what? Yeah, Chibi Robo did release. Yeah, there was also some things about like leaked N64 games that might be coming to Switch Online. Really, Smash Bros, Donkey Kong 64. First look at the new Disney animated movie. Yeah, though that's not game related. Switch 2 sales? Yeah. Switch 2 is still selling really good. One negative thing I will say is that uh so even though the Switch 2 is doing well, um there are some price changes. A lot of price changes. And things are like really weird right now because we have no idea I feel like things are changing like every single day with like what's going on with tariffs and taxes on things. Um but yeah, here's like a chart of like what's increased here from Deco deals. But yeah. But yeah, Switch 1 consoles went up. Government months yeah, I did see that. I don't know what's gonna happen. But as far as the Switch 1 go up, yeah, that's the thing, is that not only did the Switch 1 go up, the Xbox Series, consoles went up, and the PS5 went up too. Every single company, raised their price for their consoles. Except for the Switch 2. Switch 2 is, like, remained the same price, because, like, it's a brand new console, they do not wanna scare away people. Um, I don't think the Steam Deck. No. Japan just halted sales figures and stuff from Japan until tariff stuff dies down. Yeah, yeah. The whole thing is about like um there's a lot of like stuff going on about like countries not um not mailing stuff. Fucking Lego. Lego's like we're not gonna mail individual pieces to the U.S. anymore. Um, until stuff or until you get your shit figured out. Yeah, PS5 went up. Yeah, the courts, I forgot what court it was. It was like courts, yeah, that is ruled illegal, but like we gotta do something about it. I don't know, like if anything will change, like in the next. like coming months or by the end of the year, um, Lego. Speaking of Lego, Bricklink is possibly shutting out. Really interesting. Um, but yeah, we'll see. I have no idea like how things are gonna like go on like for the rest of the year. I heard individual and Lego, and the idea of getting hundreds of Legos in individual envelopes amuses me. But yeah, um, I'm excited for Silksong. That's coming out in how many days? 4 days? 5 days? Very soon. But anyway, um, I think that's all I'm gonna talk about for the podcast. Um, I have been kind of out of it because I been away all week. Milk Song? I have been away all week. Um, and I've been like preparing stuff for the subathon. So if you are watching this, I might be on the doing the subathon right now. Um, or I'm gonna be putting this up tomorrow, so it'll be tomorrow when I put this up tomorrow. So we'll talk about that stuff after we finish up here. So if you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Uh, chat, say bye YouTube. We're gonna be talking about some secret subathon stuff that YouTube won't see. So bye bye YouTube. Oh, where's my
Goodbye,
here?
YouTube.
There we go. All right, bye YouTube.